Welcome, everybody. Thanks for everybody joining us today on episode 14, Player Pass, where we're going to talk about Greyhound and we're going to talk about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I will looking through the chat. I'd like to say Cam says that she's not going to be able to be on the show today. She's got her brother's birthday party going on. Happy birthday to your brother. Hope he has a good one.
Happy birthday.
Hope it's a good afternoon. Tim, welcome. Nice to see you, Tim. Eddie G, thanks for joining us on the side chat.
You got the beach.
Yeah, thanks for
Tim.
joining. Yeah, Tim. Roger. Yep, he's over there. So we got that. And then, okay. Oh, you know who we're missing? And I was waiting to see.
Redneck.
Yeah.
Where the hell is Redneck?
I was looking for the name because he's always on there. So I was like,
yeah,
I'm missing him because he's usually one of the first people to actually join the side chat.
Yeah.
And again, if you're watching this on YouTube or on my Facebook page, I posted in the comments below a link to the YouTube and the YouTube link. So I would highly suggest you click in that, join in the YouTube link, and you'll actually see this. You'll see the side chat where we're talking and you can actually comment, because if you comment on my Facebook page, I will not see it until after the show is over. So a lot of times people are like, hey, Todd, and they'll say this or that. And I don't see it till the show is over. So if you're watching on my YouTube page or my Facebook page, click on the link for the YouTube and watch it that way. And you will see it's a little bit more better interactive. So that would be my suggestion to you guys. How is the panel doing? Ladies first, how are you doing, Blue? Blue, how are you doing?
Oh, sorry. You kind of kicked out for me there. I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. She's doing good. Mr. Alban, you're welcome to the show.
Yeah. Thank you. Tim is out there screaming to see his shirt.
Okay. Hold on a second. All right. We'll go ahead and hold on. I got to take off. Got to take Eddie out of it. Oh gosh. Mr. Alban. He never lets you down. No wonder we can't be. No wonder we're not monetized on this show. I blame him over not even the trailers. I think I'm blaming him because even if we didn't show the trailers, they would take away the ads because of the shirts.
Really? They would take that away?
I think so. They're very picky on the first. If you read the things, it's like in the first 3 to 4 minutes of a show, and your title and the thumb image is highly important. You know what word probably gets me in trouble with YouTube is redneck, who joins in the chat. That's actually a slur.
Oh my gosh!
Really?
It's a slur because there's been some times where I wrote it and YouTube flagged it as a slur.
Wow.
I mean, there's. All right, well, we're not even going to that. DJ Themes, thanks for joining the show. How are you doing, Mr. Andrew?
Fine.
Good.
A bit nervous about my pick.
Oh, geez.
Well, you know what? I mean,
it's fine. I know what's going to happen.
I've got some picks. I'm willing to let you borrow a list. Because I know you seem to struggle, and I will send you over that list. You've helped me out in the past. I'm willing to help you out.
I don't struggle. I just take chances.
Yes, you
do. The risks that you take, you might want to pull back a little bit.
Are we in a competition? Are we in a competition here?
No, we're not.
At the end?
No, we're not. And you know what? Everybody has different tastes. And just because people on this panel don't like stuff doesn't necessarily mean that people that are watching don't like it.
Hey, Shrinking Sharon loved your last pick.
Yeah.
She loved it. She said it was the best movie she'd seen all year. number 13 or 23.
Yep.
Patty D's over there. All right, we'll get started in just a second here. And folks, as usual, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the movie. And the first movie will be Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which was Andrew's pick. And we will go through that. And we'll see what everybody thinks about it. And then at the end, closer to once we get through a few of the people, I will post the link, and you will be able to join the chat. We can have up to 10 people on the show, and you're more than welcome. The couple rules. Number one, mute your YouTube before you join so that we don't hear the echo. Number two, you have to have watched the movie. Number three, you need to have at least an opinion on the movie, to be able to tell us why you liked it or didn't like it. If you liked it, be able to say why, and if you didn't like it. So there you go. Look at Sharon's watching.
Number 23 was the best.
So those are our rules. You got to mute YouTube, watch the movie, and have an opinion and be able to express your opinion.
Yeah, instead of saying, did you like the movie? No. That's it. It's got to be a little more.
We need a little bit more.
Why didn't you like it? Or why did you like it?
So we're going to start with Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And Andrew, since this was your pick, you're able to be first or last, whichever way you want to do it, bud. And let me hold on. Let me share that tab.
And don't forget the streaming.
And yep. Thank you, sir. So we got this, and you said we got to do the banner because we like to tell you that you're going to be a spoilers on this, so we don't want people getting their feelings. Turns out, I didn't realize it. So go ahead, Andrew. Which one do you want to be, first or last?
I want to go dead last.
Dead last. All right. Okay.
Shannon. I think Shannon should go first because that's going to dictate how this review is going to go.
We're going to follow suit.
The pressure.
Okay. All right. Blue, you're first then, since Andrew has given you the Galaxy. Yep.
I know I watched it a million years ago, but I barely remembered it. Like when I was watching it, I'm like, I don't remember this. And for me, I wasn't crazy about it. It was quirky for sure, and the characters were really neat. Sam Rockwell is always fantastic because he's Sam Rockwell, so he's crazy with when he flip his head back and he had the other little head there and stuff.
Yeah.
So I loved him. Most def. I like Martin Freeman and the chick. What's her name? Is it Zoe Deschanel?
Zoe Deschanel.
Zoe Deschanel. There we go. I liked everybody in it, and I just I found myself straying quite often and doing other things. So maybe that's why. But I got a little bored once in a while. So I liked it, but I didn't love it. But it was funny. And then actually, and I love Alan Rickman, but that robot was driving me a little nuts with all the whining after a while.
Who was that? That was a voice I knew.
It's Alan Rickman.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, and it was if you guys know who Warwick Davis is, you guys ever see Willow? He's the actual robot. Like you notice he's got the little short body there. He's I don't know if you call him a dwarf or Warwick. He was in Willow. So he played the actual character, but it was Alan Rickman's voice. Just like the big giant like the computer head there, the one that was talking about meaning of life, number 42. That was Helen Mirren. You had it was like a stellar cast. Pretty much you knew everybody that was in it. So I mean I liked it, like I said, but I didn't love it. It was quirky, but not enough to keep me interested the whole time. So that's just me.
Okay. All right. So
I bet it's not.
Okay.
I want to hear what you guys say though, because lots of times now I'm finding my opinion on what it was when I'm watching it alone ends up differing after I hear you guys talk about it, and I get a little more excited about it and stuff. So right now I'm not going to play or pass it. I'm just going to listen.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll just go through this. I'm going through with the the robot was depressing. Yeah, he was. He had issues, but that it worked out in the end. So Alban, I'll let you go.
That was the whole point.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it got a little wore on you a little bit after a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
It wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't know if I was supposed to be high in order to watch that movie. Because I was, I was lost at some point, and I'm like, why, and it just made me feel like the acting was terrible, but and it was just like the way they had things that were done in some type of CGI that would it was just like, why are you doing this? I couldn't take it. It was filled with a lot of dry jokes, and I think that's what really turned me off to it. I know maybe you could say it's quirky or whatever, but it just wasn't for me. I think maybe kids might enjoy it more, but it just wasn't doing it for me. Sorry, Andrew.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't say sorry.
All right, so I'm gonna go. To be honest, as Blue said, I don't think I've watched this since it came out, and so it was like me watching a whole brand new movie. I completely, it was completely new to me. One of the things I noticed is it was almost like we were watching Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead, the British, because it was all the British actors that were in those other movies were in this one.
Yep.
Like the dad that was from Shaun of the Dead. What was his what was his this guy? Bill Nye. Nye.
I think it's Nye.
Bill Nye.
And he was in it. And he was, because
fast.
Because wasn't he the dad in Shaun of the Dead?
There was. He's in everything because he's awesome.
And when I was watching, I was like, wait a minute. So there was so many people. I think when you said about Sam Rockwell, to me was funny. I found him very, very funny. What I found with this movie is that you can tell it's a really, really good book. And the book, they tried to pull in enough of the information and enough of the book and tried to squish it in there. And I'll use an example. In Blue, Ready Player One. Now, you read Ready Player One, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready Player One, I did the audiobook because I don't read. So I did the audiobook, and that book was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
The movie was good. Not great, not as good as the book by far.
They cut out a lot of stuff.
It was good because you can't get a book into a movie unless you're going to make it Star Wars. So
unless you're going to split it up into a couple movies.
Right, that's what I mean. Break it up into a bunch of segments and say, part one, part two, whatever. So I found this to be very funny. The dialogue to me in this movie was very good. I enjoyed the dialogue in some of the little one-liners that they did. I thought was really good. So I thought the writing was good, which felt like it went back to the book where they played some of that stuff. I thought that did well. It isn't a movie to me that I was cracking up out loud laughing, but it was a movie that I found quite a few places funny, like at the church, for example, like this scene here when they're doing the thing,
chew?
And they go chew, and they all do like this, and then he says, "Bless you." And I don't know, I found that funny because instead of saying amen like you would when they were all praying, because they were praying, and I thought, I don't know, something about that I thought was kind of funny. There was a lot of good parts in it that I thought were good. I enjoyed the movie. I won't say that I was cracking up at it. I like the robot. You guys say that the depressing, the robot to me, he was just so negative, and which played well at the end because honestly,
You couldn't think of a better person to cast for that than Alan Rickman, because he can pull that shit off so good.
And he was just, I enjoyed the robot, like, oh, what kind of a life do I have, Ooh. And so I thought the robot, and I thought the doors, when the ship would sigh when it would have to open a door, I thought was funny. So there was a lot of parts that I really enjoyed. I thought it was a good movie. I won't say great movie, but I'll say it's a good movie. It was made in 2005, which I actually thought it was earlier than that. I actually thought it was actually in the 90s before I watched it.
It has a weird, even weirder Spaceballs kind of feel to it.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Spaceballs was funny.
No, but I mean,
when was the last time?
Too,
but when was the last time you watched the Baseballs?
Guinea Paw,
When was the last time you watched?
He's right. It might not hold up like it used to.
It's been a while since I watched it.
Yeah. I did like the part. I enjoyed the timeline stuff when it was doing the narrative which was probably directly pulled from the book, when it talked about the dolphins being the second smartest animal or second smartest creature on Earth. Mm-hmm. And then they did the song "Thanks for All the Fish," and that song I just found very funny. And then all the dolphins left because they knew that the Earth was going to be destroyed. There was parts of it that I thought were so well. Did you watch the very, very end? I don't know if anybody watched the end, like into the credits, where he says he spoke into something about the towel. He says something about
I don't want to forget my towel.
And but he said something about the towel, and they said that was no, it was something about the towel, but it went across the universe and went around and went to between these two warring factions. And then they're about ready to fight, and they hear those words, and it makes them so angry they want to destroy the Earth. And they go to the Earth, and then they go to the Earth to destroy it. And as they come with all their colonies to destroy it, a dog eats them because they're only like this big, and the dog eats them because when you're thinking about in the universe, you may feel like you're big, but then when you go somewhere else, you're microscopic. When they talk about we're in a water thing. So, but I didn't realize that until I watched it all the way to the very, very end. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie, and I will go ahead and give I'll if I had to give it a number, I'd give it like a 7.5. So I liked it. Andrew, so what do you got? I'll go through and try to watch.
I posted the poll in the group chat, by the way, for anybody that wants to say whether they play or pass.
In the Telegram chat?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, okay. You better explain that to them.
All right. All right. So what we have, if you're in the Telegram chat, we've created.
Shit, we were talking about.
Huh?
I forgot whenever I mentioned it. live. We were just talking about it before.
So what we did is we created or Andrew just created a poll. We're going to do this during the show. Put a poll, play or pass for a movie. So if you're in the Telegram chat, you can actually vote there, and then we'll be able to see in real numbers of what people thought. Would they play or pass? So that's if you're in the Telegram chat. I posted the link. I posted the link in the chat so as people are able to join. And I'll try to catch up with your guys' comments as Andrew's talking. It's you, buddy.
Oh, right. I suppose I'm supposed to talk now. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to say, remember, if you're joining the chat, to have watched the movie. Otherwise, Todd's going to boot you right back out. Sorry. Go ahead, Andrew.
Hey.
One second.
Andrew, go ahead. You want them to talk first, or do you want to go?
No. I was just waiting, so there was no I was waiting to make sure there was no talking over when I started talking.
Nope, it's you.
Yeah. So I think the reason I picked this movie was because I hadn't, like you were saying, Shannon, I hadn't seen it for ages, and I just, I don't know. I just thought I remembered that it was quite okay or quite good, so I thought, I'll just choose that because I don't want to go. I don't want to do the Todd and go for the easy option with Hacksaw Ridge, the bloody Oscar-nominated film. So yeah, I read a review of this movie after watching it, and someone summed it up really well. It said it was a very British movie, and Auburn's kind of confirmed that when he was on about the dry humor. Which this is what I was worried about. I was thinking, right, the humor in this is so dry, and it's not like hilariously funny that the American lot are gonna not like it.
The American lot.
It's true though. You guys, honestly, you don't have the same.
You guys who like the dumb jokes.
Yeah.
Like
the
Will Ferrell stuff.
Yeah. So watching it back, it was at the end of it. I just thought it's only okay, and it's my choice. I know. But
you're hilarious because I think you've been the same with every one of your choices.
Do you know what it is though? It's because what I try to think of, like, movies that I've seen and I haven't seen for a very long time, and I just thought, you know what I'll do? I'll just keep picking movies that I haven't seen for ages, and then hope they're quite good. But I'm just starting to learn now that my movie tastes aren't as good as what I thought they were.
Well, maybe they're better now than what they were.
Yeah, no, that was like a cult classic. That totally is. There's nothing wrong with the movie. It's just, once again, years later, doesn't quite measure up to.
Yeah, it's not a horrible movie at all. I mean, the CGI in it's brilliant, especially for 2005. The story was a bit weak. It was just, I don't know. It's for someone who hasn't read the books or like listened to the radio show or watched the BBC program, like watching it for the first time, I thought it was quite good, and I thought Sam Rockwell was probably the best character in it. I just like him in any movie that he's in. Actually, there's something about him. He
steals the show, just like in I remember in Jojo Rabbit, how funny he was in that too.
Yeah, I forgot he was in.
I think what disappointed us. Yeah. Oh yeah. He was funny in that. I think what disappointed us was Martin Freeman wasn't as good as what I thought he was, and he's kind of like a background character in this, because Sam Rockwell and even more Steph was quite good. I thought he played that, and when I read up on the characters afterwards, the original ones, I thought he played that character really well. He's like quirky, like someone who is majorly out of place on Earth. But because like Earthlings are so like conceited in their own little bubble, you just see them as like a quirky person, and it's when these alien guys come to tell them, oh, by the way, your planet is going to get blown up because it's in the way of a hyper expressway.
Yeah.
Which is ironically what was happening to his house at the time. And they were like, "Oh, the plans have been up in the galactic hole, but it's not our fault if you haven't been there." And that's just like typical human race, like interested in nothing else but themselves.
Well, didn't they say that that construction guy said the same thing to him? Says, the plans have been up there for a year. And they're like, oh.
No, and he said, "You mean in the basement?"
No.
The plans were in the basement. They weren't like displayed for all to see. He had to go looking for them.
The building.
Yeah. I actually thought it was funny that the start with the dolphins, when he's like when Stephen Fry, who's the narrator, he's like saying, "Oh, the humans mistook all the communications from the dolphins as like it's just like them doing special tricks, and they're trying to tell them that there's the impending doom or whatever."
Yeah.
And then they do the "Thanks for all the fish" song.
Yeah.
And I tell you what was even what I found quite funny was Slarty Bartfast. He was the creator of planets. He's like an architect for planets.
Yep.
And he had he took Arthur Dent through the factory of where all these different shaped planets were being made and stuff. And he had Earth, and he's like, "Oh, you've built Earth," and he's like, "This is a backup. This is Earth 2 or whatever." And they've like they've got the guys. They're painting the sides of the things, and they're filling the sea up with a big hose of water.
They said the ocean's almost full.
I was like, I thought it was quite funny how they just had that like that. That's how planets are created, not like through science or anything like that. It's just like some guy designing it in a warehouse. But I don't know. It's like some of the things were funny in it, and like and other stuff. It's like it was trying to do too much to be funny and keep like not go with the flow of the story they were trying to tell. Like what basically it was all about finding out what the meaning of life was, wasn't it? So and they built that big machine, and that machine said the answer was 42, but they didn't give them a correct question to these two little kids. Were they little kids?
Which turned
out to be mice.
Yeah,
it's such a confusing. It's so confusing. Like if you hadn't watched it before, and like you're listening to me, especially me, explaining this movie, you're gonna hear, "What the fucking hell are you talking about?" It's because some of the stuff is just so weird in it. But I don't know. Like the alien stuff and the CGI and everything, I thought was great, and some of the comedy was great. Sam Rockwell was great. The female character, I've seen her in better things. She was a bit meh. Alan Rickman, I like Alan Rickman and I like the robot, but as Sean said before, it does get a little bit depressed. I suppose it does a good job then, doesn't it? Because it's playing a robot that has like human feelings, and he's like a prototype or something.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he only has one feeling. It's like depression.
It's so depressing, and it makes you depressed watching him. So I suppose it does its job, really, doesn't it? And like I said, Arthur Dent, Martin Freeman, like he didn't come across as like a main character. He's like a background character to Sam Rockwell and Mos Def. There was bad guy characters. What they called the aliens. I thought they were quite. It was quite funny how like they couldn't do anything. Like they couldn't chase after them unless they had getting all these orders, these forms filled in and signed and approved.
Yeah, everything.
Well, and then when they were going to go after them, and then he's like, "Oh, that's lunchtime. Half an hour break, everybody."
Yeah.
But he needed to have the right forms and signed and stamped. You know, everything had to be approved. They were sticklers for bureaucracy. They were sticklers to it. And that's, to a fault, and it's like they had to do that. So I thought that was a neat little twist to it.
I think the one part that I actually laughed out loud at was near the end when they're on Earth 2 and they're in his garden, and all the aliens are have tracked them down, and the other aliens go around the other side, and he's like, Mos Def's character goes and he's like, "Oh my god, he's got a towel! He's got a towel!" He's like chasing away with a towel, and then he comes back into the garden and he shuts the gate, and the alien's like, "Oh no, he shut the gate. We'll have to go around the other side." That's what made me. I just thought these guys are so stupid. They kept saying resistance is useless. They put them. He's like, just send them into space, and they're like standing in the thing, and the door makes a little noise, and they both just put their hands on each other's shoulder and they look towards the door, and then the floor underneath them opens up, and they fall through the floor. Those kind of things. I don't know. They like cheesy little laughs. It gives a lot of cheesy little laughs, and I don't know. I like the cheesiness, and I like the CGI.
Like when they turned into like puppets made out of like string, and then he throws up up all these colored strings into the basket.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, or when he's the torpedoes are coming at them, and he presses the button, and it changes the torpedoes into like a whale in a
flower
junior or something.
Yeah. That the poor whale, eh?
That's what I felt bad for the whale.
Me too.
Like,
Yeah, Bill Bailey. That was Bill Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
He's a British comedian. Yeah, it's like someone also said it was like kind of like Monty Python-ish type humor,
Yeah,
and it
I
is like it is very British and very dry. So
yeah.
I understand why people wouldn't get it, but I don't know. I liked most of it.
Is
I like most of
the
it.
author of the book British? Like, is it supposed to be British?
I think does it originate? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I want to say yes, but I'm not 100%. I'm going to say yes because it's like became a
book.
BBC radio.
Douglas.
I
Douglas
never
Andrews.
knew. I never read the book. I never. Yeah, so I was like kind of fresh.
Okay, so yeah, he's from
Yeah.
Essex.
Yeah. What's
So that's
funny
why he's
about
British.
it was all the people that read
Cambridge.
the book and then watched this movie, all their reviews were like they've changed too much and stuff. Which the funny thing about it is that like Douglas Adams, the writer of the book, he's actually the one that made all the changes. He was the one that suggested all the changes. So, and plus, when you're putting a big book into a movie, you've seen it countless times. You can't get it so it satisfies everybody. You have to shorten it down.
Yep.
Or they're going to be like the Lord of the Rings, where you got to split it up into fucking a million movies that are 4 hours long.
Yeah,
it's probably better as a TV show than it is a movie. But yeah, I thought it wasn't bad. Well, it's not great. It's not great. I'm not gonna lie. It's not great, but it's not bad.
But you liked it at one point.
I've done rambling.
Okay, hey, let's see. Cam, are you back? I muted you because you had some back.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah, go ahead.
like animals and whatnot. But yeah, this one for me was like we said earlier, kind of quirky. So it's I kind of expected it after watching the trailer last week. It's not just, and like we said earlier as well, Sam Rockwell, he kind of took over the film, which I didn't mind because I like Sam Rockwell. And I expected Martin to do a little bit better than what we saw, but it's a good movie. It's an acquired taste, really. So, but yeah, it's an okay movie. I mean, it's not horrible. That's the thing. It's not horrible, so
Not as good, not as bad as number 23.
So right. But then again, Sharon would.
Yeah, Sharon would argue with me. Good thing she's not close to me. She might try to choke me out. Okay,
yeah.
Let's see. We got a DJ Themes. What did you think of this, sir? And which he's British, so he might have a little bit of DJ, you there?
Isn't DJ?
Yeah, I'm here. I was trying to unmute myself then.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, buddy. It's like, yeah, I'm British, and I thought it was the biggest load of pants you could ever dream of watching. That's my opinion. I watched it years and years ago when it first came out, and I thought, never again. I'll never watch that again. And like I say, it was Andrew's pick last week, so I felt obliged. I've got to watch it again. And I watched it this afternoon, and I thought, no, why did I bother? And it's like you say, I'm English, and I didn't understand a lot of the humour. It's really, really too dry for me, and I'm English. I'm from the UK, but no, I definitely wouldn't give it a play. That's my opinion. Everybody else has got a different opinion. Yep. I wouldn't even say it was a good movie. I wouldn't even go that far. For an English movie, it's pretty poor.
Okay. All right. Hey, I want to ask this. Wait, one thing. Now you see the image I show. I thought this was funny. I thought the orange juicer thing on his head was funny because remember when his
lemons? His brain ran on lemons,
and he would squeeze the lemon juice.
Did you see when Mos Def was like squishing a lemon on him at one point?
And then all of a sudden he could think a little bit.
Yeah,
I thought that was funny. I was like, that's funny, but yeah. No. But go ahead. I'm sorry, DJ.
Yeah, it's like you say, there were certain parts. I just picked at certain parts. It's like I said, there was a certain part where they escaped from that planet where they were, where they're all them green ones. Just as Blue says, they broke for lunch. They heard the horn and they broke for lunch, and they went back to they escaped, went back to the ship. Martin Freeman walks through the door while she's in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember her name. She was there in the shower, and he
Trillian.
Yeah, she's in the shower, and he actually walks through the door with the towels in his hand, and she says, "Pass me a towel." Well, he's already got the towels. I was thinking, well, you're supposed to pick them up before you pass them.
My mind went somewhere else when I was like, she's got them towels. He got them towels. I'd be like slipping in the shower with her. But that was just me.
It's just little things that stick out. And it's like I say, I was thinking, well, he's already picked the towels up while you're asking them for him. He's already got them. He walks in the room with them in his hands. So I just found it a bit too dry for me. Way too dry.
Well, you maybe need to be juiced up. You need to be, you should have been drunk a little bit. You might have enjoyed it better. Alban said you need to be high.
I agree. High or drunk or something.
If I was high, I would have fell asleep. It was bad. Sorry, Andrew. Sorry, it was bad. It was probably an iconic movie in the day when you were younger, and when I was going to make up for it. You ain't got to make up for nothing. It's like say we've all got different opinions and different tastes, different choices. Just wasn't my cup of tea. If it was a bit more on the Monty Python sort of side, because with Monty Python the dry humour flows, and that it didn't flow. It's sort of like stuttered.
Yeah, because it's like mixed in with Americans, isn't it? It's like made more Americanized.
Yeah.
So maybe it's America's fault.
The Americans messed it up. Oh, yeah, I knew that was coming. But hey, I want to ask. All right, so Roger says something about the towels, and I don't think they expressed that enough in the movie.
The towels.
That I didn't understand the importance. They didn't stress it enough because remember he had to have a towel. Most Def grabbed that towel and he grabbed one for the other guy, and they didn't. To me, they used it a few times, but I didn't think that they.
Most that says in the beginning of the movie when they first get to that plant, the importance of the towels. So the towels were very important in the movie. That was one of the most important things to them in the movie.
Yeah, I just didn't think that they used them as a.
I agree. They didn't explain
they were
it
they didn't explain it enough, but he said that was the most valuable things.
All right. So Sharon, what did you think of our movie Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Well, the first couple of times I couldn't get it past. Now, if that was supposed to be my best friend, I would have lost him as a best friend. Time they destroyed my house. You're supposed to be my best friend, and these people are coming to destroy my house, and you're giving all these people that's destroying my house a bunch of alcohol to go get drunk, and then taking me to a bar and telling me, oh, by the way, I'm from another planet. And then we get back to the site my house is, and my house is destroyed. And hey, let's go to this other planet. I don't want to hear about no other planet. And by the way, you're no longer my friend. That right there.
You're no longer my best friend, but you've just saved us from blowing up with a planet.
Yeah, but the thing was is that it was irrelevant. That his house being destroyed was irrelevant because the whole planet was gone. The planet's
the whole planet was gone, but you didn't know to the end of the end of the movie. That's within 5 minutes, which had nothing to do with this crazy number 42, which was the answer. What was the question?
Yeah, well,
which was, although I loved the number 42, Andrew, and that was the best movie ever you could have ever picked. This movie, I don't know. I have to say this was the corniest movie of the year. Unfortunately, I know that the android guy was depressed the whole movie because apparently he was cheated on by I forgot the old lady that cheated on him or whatever.
you know, the movie just who was that guy you said a little bit ago? DJ Themes. That's what the movie's supposed to have been based off of. And when the movie was a book, before it became out, Disney and a whole bunch of companies wanted this movie, and Disney outbidded them for this company, and it took years before they actually made it into a movie because they wanted it to be the perfect movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, it still ended up being a flop. I mean, it was so much about the movie that didn't make sense. It's like it had too many plots to the movie. I mean, too many, I don't know, twists and turns. Like you were talking about when the guy was saying "Hachu" and they said "bless you." I mean, what was he saying? He was saving all the noses, and it was just team too much. I got falling asleep and waking up, and falling asleep and waking up. I mean,
sometimes books don't transfer well into movies, like not quite. You know what I mean?
yes.
Like, I mean, a lot of Neil Gaiman stuff, for example, like American Gods. It took me watching that a couple times before I was like, okay, I get it now. But at first, I'm like, this is so freaking weird. Like, I was like, oh my god, I couldn't get into it. But then second time around, I liked it. And this has a cult following though, because how many times have you said, "What's the meaning of life?" and somebody says 42? I mean, right, I've heard that a million times. So
exactly. And then there's Zark the God or whatever, you know, the God thing, and then which was their God thing, and then it was just so much in this movie. The mice, you know, when they got back, you know, finally from the planet, the mice had destroyed the whole Earth in 5 minutes, and they were back there put his house together and everything within 5 minutes. Yep. You know, it's just so much to take in, you know. He had the two, that was kind of funny to me, the two heads the one guy had. That was silly, you know. Yeah. Then, you know, when they kidnapped her, they took one of his heads, you know. They held his hostage, you know. That was crazy, you know.
Yeah. I couldn't understand that. But the mice, what was interesting when he says, you know, you think you've been using mice to experiment on all these years, but actually the mice have been experimenting on you.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, oh, that's kind of flipped it around. But there was some different weird things.
But also the weird thing about it is when he squished the mice, you saw it was those two little girls that were talking to the computer in the first
place. Yeah, talking to the computer that came to say
that was a boy and a girl.
10,000 years later.
No, it was two girls.
The two girls, just 10,000 years later to find out the answer was 42.
Yeah.
You know, when they presented the computer to the pyramid or whatever and stuff, just to find out 10,000 years later the answer is 42. I mean, it was so much to keep up with. I mean, I don't know. That was like the craziest movie. So, unfortunately, Andrew, I would have to give it
All right. So we're going to go ahead and because we're at.
So you're going to be clear, Sharon. I've gotten the feeling you're going to be clear. So positive.
Hey, we're voting with everybody in the Telegram group. So if you guys can flip over to the Player Pass Telegram group, so you can also vote on Player Pass on it.
So you can Player Pass if you're in the Telegram group, and you can also Player Pass over if you're not in the Telegram group. If you want to do it over here on the side chat, either way, we want to be able to have. You know, the only thing is, I think with my browser thing, I can't see your post.
Oh, I didn't post anything yet.
Well, no. I'm saying because I don't have. You know, you can get it for Windows. That's what I probably need to do. Hold on a second. Let me open up Telegram as the standalone app, and I'll be able to see it.
Did you not understand the two-head thing?
No. It was like his. Well, there was part of him that was like a wild and crazy guy, right?
Yeah, because you know how he was president of the galaxy.
Yeah.
And the only way he could run for the only reason he could run for president of the galaxy was he had to have like a certain mentality or something like that. So he had to, because he's like so he split his brain up into two things. So like the sensible part of his brain was like what everybody saw, and then hidden underneath was his his head with his other brain was just fucking crazy and mad, and they hid the fact that all he wanted to do was steal that spaceship. He didn't care about being president of the galaxy.
Yeah.
So this
is a right.
All right, so I'm gonna leave that one alone. We're gonna leave that one alone because I could run with that one, and we don't have time for the show. So so yeah, I get that now. Because he would flip back, and it was this impulsive guy.
Mm-hmm.
So all right, so we have people saying in the side chat. I'm also looking.
Why don't we play or pass at the end? Do you want to do that? Let's go on to the next movie.
Yeah.
And then we can also do the tally in the Telegram group too.
Okay. All right. We can do that too. So let me get rid of that. And so we're going to go to Greyhound. So again, I posted the link. If you've watched Greyhound, you're able to join in the chat. We are able to have 10 people, well, 9 people because my screen counts as one. And we will, hold on, let me remove.
Change the spoiler.
Thank you, sir. First, let me fix the tab. So we go ahead and fix.
I know I went first on the last one, but can I go first on this one?
Sure.
No.
All right, so Greyhound. All right, so wait. Yeah, you can go first because it's,
Okay, it's going to be short and sweet. It's going to be short.
Nope, no vote.
No. But yeah, you definitely don't get a vote.
Damn, DJ. Look at you.
Okay,
Set you down.
so
all right, go ahead.
This is all I have to say about Greyhound. The battle scenes were friggin' cool. I really, really liked, the whole, the fact that they're fighting a sub that they don't see except for every once in a while, pretty much when it pops up to piss them off. So that was cool. The fact that they're traveling across this huge space of water, not knowing what's underneath them, essentially. And so I thought the battle scenes were really cool. I love that part. The problem for me is it didn't have a story. It was just a battle. That was it. Like when he meets his girlfriend in the very beginning and he's so excited to see her, she did not look happy to see him. She looked kind of like, thanks for the present. Hey, here's a ticket. Why don't you come and we'll get married? No, see that smile right there, that fake bullshit smile. It was like, I'm not going to come. Let's wait till the war is over. I was like, are you kidding me? If you love the man, go and marry him. Like I would have been there in a second. The fact that she was sort of like standoffish about it pissed me off. So you've got this love story that I felt like there was no love there. He loved her. I didn't think that she loved him. And that lasted, 5 minutes? And then you're into a friggin' full-on battle, essentially. And the whole rest of the movie is battle. And another thing that I kind of didn't really like about it is that there were so many nautical terms and nothing personal in it. Like it was neat, but at the same time, it lacked personality. I didn't get attached to anybody. I would have liked to have seen people on the other boats that they were, the ones that were going down or ones that were, helping to fight these submarines. But you don't see anybody except for the people that are on Greyhound. That's it. So when boats are sinking, you don't really feel anything because you didn't meet anybody that was actually on the boat dying. So I felt like it lacked a heart. Like I said, I liked the fighting scenes. I love nautical stuff. I love submarine movies. I love like ship movies. I love battles. I like war stuff. But for me, it was missing the human element out of it. It was just for me, it was an action movie, and that was it. So that's it for me.
Can I go second?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And as I did what Blue said, I like to watch this movie. I tried to watch this movie 3 times, but the first time I was like, no. And I tried to watch it. Maybe the first 2 times I was like, well, maybe because I was in the wrong place when I tried to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I felt Blue basically said the way I was feeling. They had no real relationship in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like did this woman have another relationship with somebody while she was holding back from wanting
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking she got somebody else going on the side. Somebody local.
Exactly, because if I was supposed to be what if I had a man and he about to go to war, we get married yesterday. We get married yesterday. Bump that. I've been the one saying, hey, we finna put a ring on it before you go off the ship. I don't go off the sea. You know, I don't know what's gonna happen to you. You know, we finna be together yesterday. You know, I'm claiming you. Ain't no wait till the war is over. Ain't no wait till yesterday. I felt like something was going on with old girl. Mm-hmm. He seemed like he was definitely dedicated in his heart. It felt like she was holding back. Something was going on. Somebody else had her heart. Mm-hmm. I've been like, later. On the war scenes, like you said, I'm not a big war person, but they was all out to sea the whole time. Then he never came home. I didn't see nobody's backstories. Not only nobody on the other ships, but nobody's backstories really on the same ship as his. You know, nobody's real backstories, you know. I want to know more than that. It was kind of sad when they did that part where they had the salute and all the flags and the people had the flags over them and they was, I don't want to say
dumping the bodies off the.
Yeah, I want to say dumped off the sea. That was kind of really sad to me.
Buried. Well, I guess it was buried at sea. They were buried
at sea. Yeah, I didn't want to say dumped to sea because that sounded really sad to me to say it that way. That was really kind of really sad to me. You know, the other part that was super sad to me was at the end when he thought about her. I was like, she would have been the thought to me. Bump that. I don't know. I didn't see where he ever got letters from her, where she was being pen pal. I know he was at sea, but it never showed where he was getting letters from home, where he was writing letters to her. I mean, I you know, where was these stories? You know, it was. You know, even the other people, I would want to see the other ship that they was at war with. I would want to see their backstories. Mm-hmm. Why, you know, more of it. I know they showed at the end of the movie, you know, what had happened with them. And stuff, and let you knew that was based on a true story and a little bit of the beginning before the movie started. But like she said, it had no real plot other than they was at sea the whole time, you know. So that's all I have to say about it.
Okay. All right. Eddie G, you joined in. Thanks for joining the show. If you want to unmute yourself, jump in there, Eddie. What you think? Welcome to the show.
Hi, all. I like the movie because I was like comparing it to another movie called Midway.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Midway is a remake. Okay. I had seen the original one in the 50s, but I'm saying that I was comparing this one to the remake. But this one really beat the Midway. But this movie itself, I liked it because what I liked about it was the character of Tom Hanks and the separation between the officers on deck and he has his valet that comes and serves him his little meals on the side. But the concentration between himself going back and forth, you know, from one side of the boat to the other, mm-hmm. And every time, you know, there was a torpedo was coming in, well, you know, like he wouldn't go overboard, but he was calculating in his head how to turn the boat away from the torpedo.
Yeah.
But all in all, the characters are good. There's an English character in there that I really like. I can't remember his name.
Guy from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Graham.
His first officer, right?
Yes, that's a Graham.
Yeah, the XO.
Oh yeah, he played in a lot of good English programs.
Was he in? Wait, was he? No.
He was in Snatch and Lock, Stock.
Yeah. That's him here. Yeah.
Well, I first saw this guy on Boardwalk Empire. Boardwalk Empire.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I locked onto him. Then I didn't really know he was really British until I seen him in a lot of British TV programs.
Yeah, he's good. I like.
He's very good. I like. He's an excellent. He can transform. What I like about him is because he can transform from American to English. And
yeah, he did that quite well. Some of them can't, but he was great.
Not too many can do that.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Okay.
And which one?
2017. Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But another thing was special about this program because my sons they told me about how this movie was made compared to Midway was made. Because this one was made on a Canadian boat, eh?
Yeah.
Sure
Yeah.
was.
You know, I think it's HMS Montreal or something like that.
Yeah, I read about that. I don't remember the name of the boat, but yeah.
But you only had 9 crew people on there with 10 cameras, so everything was virtually live. But the scenery itself, it was beautiful.
See, I think one of the things that I actually did like about it, though, is that did you notice that in the beginning, everything that he's doing, it's like all his crew is second guessing him. Do you see how they look at him funny? Like,
Yes.
okay,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like when they first was doing the shooting, they kept looking at him when they was calling the commands, and they was looking at him like, "Are you sure?"
and then
wanna
do you
do
remember? Do you remember when that other guy though noticed that his feet were bleeding,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
and then he had a
Yes.
little more? It's like he had a little more respect for him after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also love the end. You remember when he was like, "I'll go to bed. You can take over." I love that ending. He was like, you guys could take over. And before he went to bed, he went out and he looked on the ship, and everybody was congratulating him from the other ship.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But the funerals really got to me when they were burying the sailors at sea. That
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
to
that's
me.
the part that made me about cry.
Because I don't know, there's something about a burial at sea than an ordinary burial. There's something mystic about it.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
You got to say goodbye to people, but you got to, let's say you have to do the service while you're under war conditions.
Yeah. Okay. And what do they normally say? I commit your body to the deep.
Right.
Well, and because you can't think about it logistically, you couldn't store those bodies for however long on your ship to I mean, you just can't store them because you don't have the refrigeration or to keep them from decomposing. So
you know
that was the saddest part of the movie to me.
Okay, no offense to you Americans, but one of the things that I did like about this movie is normally when you guys make movies, you make it seem like you were the only ones there. Like, oh my God, World War II, that was all us. No, it wasn't. There's other Canadians were there. You got all of Europe was there. Like, you know what I mean? This was neat because he talks about British boats. He talks about Canadian boats. He talks about, you know what I mean?
True.
It wasn't just them.
No.
Okay. Eddie, go ahead and finish up and I'll roll on to the next person.
Okay. Well, like I said, the funeral the funerals at sea got to me, but I understand that they have to do the funerals, but as soon as the funerals are finished, they're back down to business again. In other words, they have to save other ships. They have to save other lives.
Yeah.
It's a transition from being sad, then get back to the job.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that part is cool. I mean, it's cool in a sad war kind of way, but
got to flip the switch.
Oh,
the master and commander, like they had same thing. They're hunting. They're being hunted, and they're also hunting another ship. It's like a back and forth thing, and they lose guys, like especially near the end, a shitload of guys, and then it's like right back at her. Like, don't have time to mourn right now. We mourn when we get home.
Okay. Well, I'm finished.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead. Thank you, Eddie. I'll go to Andrew, sir. What you think, sir?
For our start, though, I've got a question about the burial at sea.
All right.
Do the sailors, family and all that, do agree to this before they go away, or is it something that's in the terms, like when you sign up for the Navy or whatever?
I would assume so.
It's like
the flag.
I would assume it'd be in the terms because there's no way out to sea that they can contact the family. They're away from everybody.
Yeah.
Right. You're getting that flag.
You're under war conditions. That's part of the war. They can't just turn around and take you back to land. They have to continue.
Yeah, I mean it's like different part of war though to if you were like ground war or whatever, because the dead, most of them get taken back to the families or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you're right though. They can't really store. There's got no place to store bodies, have they? So I suppose it is something that you just have to you sign up for. Anyway, I was just curious. I just thought it was like quite sad for the families that didn't. They're not going to get their
Yeah, the body's gone.
family members back. But I guess if they knew that, they probably knew that before they went out. So yeah, that was interesting. As for the movie, I don't know. It felt really short to me. I don't know if anybody else thought the same, but it just felt like it was really short.
It was only an hour and a half, right?
There's an hour and 43 minutes and 33 seconds.
Look at Sharon's over there counting.
You know, like when they got like the past the convoy or the cargo ship over to the British ship.
Yeah.
And they were like, "We'll take it from here." That's actually when I thought the movie was going to start properly, and I thought, right, when Greyhound's going to head back with the other two boats to where was it? That to go London.
Yeah,
I thought, this is where the chase is going to be on. Like the Wolfhound one, the German one's going to be chasing, and the rest of it is going to be between them. But it wasn't. That was actually the end.
It was over. Yeah, it did feel anticlimactic. I agree. At the end, it felt like, oh, that's it.
Yeah, it was, and it was non-stop, like fighting non-stop. Like there was no break in any of it. It was just like the submarines came fighting that submarine, another one's come fight that one. There's a missile coming, and then this is happening. I was laughing to myself because every time that the guy brought him his food, it was like literally every time he brought him his food, there was another attack. So I thought, oh right, I'll just go away from bring his food, and then there's going to be another attack. Yeah, I don't know. There was no break to tell any do any character work with any of the people. Like I didn't care about anybody on the submarine. They didn't do enough character work because there was no time for it because it was all battles.
It was all battles.
Back to back.
I suppose, I mean, it's submarines and it's ships, so it's not like going to be like you're not going to be in a battle and then you get away and you're going to be miles and miles away and then there's going to be a chase. They're going to be like still close to each other, especially if they haven't sunk the ship. But I don't know. It's just like I think with it being a movie, they could have just had little bits in between the battles where they could tell a little bit of a story or do a little bit of character work, which they just didn't. So that's
Andrew. Did you find the guy that was the radar guy, the first radar guy that was really good at his job, whereas his second guy fell for the decoy? I wanted to see more of him. I wanted to see him step back in, and you know what I mean. And you never see him again. It was like, okay, I sort of semi got attached to him because he seemed like he was really good at his job, and then that was the last time you saw him. That's weird.
Now, did he get hurt? Was he one of the ones that got hurt?
I don't know. You don't know?
No, I thought he was still working.
Okay.
I thought he was still working. He figured out, what he had to look for.
Yeah, but there was two of them.
Everyone had that job on that ship.
There was two of them though, and the other one.
That's why it was that's why it's important to do character work in the movie because now nobody's not sure what happened to this guy.
Yeah.
I guess we wouldn't have had time to do the character work. So, I guess we didn't have time to find that out because they wanted to make it as realistic as possible since it was based on a true story. I don't know.
I do agree though. I do agree with what Sean said about the action. Like the action was really good. I love the battle. I love the battle between the boats and the maneuvering and everything like that. So,
all the strategies.
Yeah. I did think at the start of the movie though, I was like, "Wow, a lot of this is going over my head" because he was seeing a lot of like nautical and a lot of navy things. The way he was talking, it was not. It was like. I was thinking to myself, God, I hope they dumb it down a little bit so I understand what the hell he's talking about. But
it's true. No, because, it's because it was like it was like what they would have actually said, which is fine and dandy for anybody who's in the Navy, but the rest of us.
Yeah.
That's common, folks.
Usually they do that, but then they kind of like give some sort of like explanation as to what was just said. But I don't know. I was just like it was too short for one, and it was just constantly battles. There was no character work done at all. So
see, and the weird thing is I don't know if anybody of you said this yet, but Tom Hanks wrote the screenplay for it, eh?
Oh, did
he did.
Yeah.
But he didn't direct this one. But he wrote.
Yeah, I could have used a lot more. like you said, in between, Andrew, in between battles, give us a little character.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this movie
I
was
feel like
based on, it was based on
Sorry, Eddie.
a novel by it's called The Good Shepherd.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, I
I
just
don't
feel
know if
like
and I don't think I'd give it a 7.1.
yeah, I just feel like if it went half an hour longer, I would probably like it. I probably would
Exactly.
really like it.
Exactly. Make it a little over 2 hours, and it would have been probably perfect.
But yeah, that's all I've got.
All right.
Yeah.
Alban,
Oh,
sir.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
What you got, bud?
A couple things. I like the movie a lot. I loved in right in the beginning. They put subtitles underneath the different boats,
Yes.
and I was like,
yes.
"Oh, this is great!" That now I get to see, what boat that is, because I was already thinking, well, I don't want to see a movie with going on each different boat and having to see different characters, because I figured I'd get too confused on who's on what boat. But I feel that by them, just basically saying, okay, this is Greyhound, and these are going to be the guys on that ship, and this is a feeling that you're going to have when you're on just the one boat of all these other boats that are out there, and the thought of knowing that you got these U-boats underneath you that are trying to blow you out of the water. That's a scary feeling, you know, and to think to be as a captain, you got everyone's life in your hands, but he didn't just have everyone else's life in his hands. He had everyone, all the other boats.
Yeah.
So really think about what was on his mind, you know?
Well, Aubin, you know what was cool is when I was watching it and you knew they were underneath them, it gave me the feeling of the first time I saw Jaws, of that you don't really see it, you just
you
know
don't
it's
see it.
there, and like,
Right.
if they had played that in
Right.
this movie, it would have made it like even better.
Yeah. Yeah, and when you think about like I said to myself, with the size waves that they were in, because they were in the middle of nowhere, and the waves that were coming, I felt like, oh wow, this is like Deadliest Catch on steroids, to be in that kind of water, and to think about, okay, guys are going to go overboard. How do you can't save everyone. You know what I mean? When you got a ship that's that big, that blows up and is sinking, yeah, there's no hope, because you know what? There's sharks in them waters too. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You're not there were a lot of guys that died. At the end of the movie, they said it was what 3,500 ships that were, and it was what 72,000 guys were lost at sea. That's a lot of people, and thinking of all those bodies, you can't do none of them. Now it's a different time, because you have the super tankers that we have now. They have planes that are on there. The planes can fly people back to another ship or whatever, to try to save bodies. Uh, what those guys had to go through, you know, I felt for them. I think the movie really made me feel that, of the fear of being on a boat like that, and then especially you're getting on a boat with a captain you don't know, and the captain starts saying things, and that's why everyone's like looking at each other like, what the hell is this guy saying? But he knew what he was doing, because he wasn't only thinking of his boat, but he was thinking about all the other boats that were out there, and how he knew he had to protect the end of that line, so nothing else came through, But I really liked it, and
Yeah, like wasn't there a point where they were going to pursue one of the subs, but then he's like, no, we got to get back to the convoy,
right,
basically.
right.
Well,
Because
and
trying to find
I
a
did
sub,
post I did post that image for you all, where you said like they had ships that were rescue boats in amongst the convoy. And
Right.
it was like it said U.S. rescue ship, which that ship was there for the sole purpose of when something got sunk, they would rescue the people. And I thought, you're talking, I don't know how many ships were in these convoys. I might have missed that part, but I would guess 30 or 40 ships were in amongst this herd.
7 went down.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking like it had to be like 30 or 40 that were just moving as a herd, and you put in these other ships to help protect them.
Don't I know? But don't you think that the Germans were still taking? They don't see what a boat is that when they're trying to think it. You know what I mean?
No.
They just know there's a boat up there. They're taking it out.
Well, one of the other things about that, one thing that caught me about the number of charges they had. The U-boats only had so many torpedoes.
Yeah.
So,
but there was more than one U-boat.
Right, but as a submarine, you had to say what's more valuable for me to go after.
Right.
I mean, if you were the Germans. So.
Yeah, we would take out Greyhound for sure. It was kind of freaky, actually, that they knew the name of the ship. I guess what do they put? Had a look at the side of it, like
they were listening.
Like, hey,
they were listening because they were on the same channel. Because he said we're going to change channels.
But what
there was no encryption like today.
but what got me is because when they were running after the sub, they were going between the ships at full speed. And usually when two ships are going, full speed between each other, they're stuck together. They're being stuck together. But in this movie, it's like it was, doesn't exist.
Okay, you know what? That just reminded me of one of my favorite parts is when he was about to collide with that other ship, and he's standing right at the edge as it's coming in, and you're like,
it's like scraping. It's scraping along the edge.
Yeah.
Well, because he was focused on the sub, not there's other ships that I got to worry about. He's thinking I'm going after the sub, so it's like his mind was in a different game, So all right, sorry, Alban. Go ahead. My internet kicked off for a minute.
I was really pretty much done. Like I said, I really liked it.
Okay.
And,
Well, hey, I posted the link. If any of you guys have watching the show, we've got time if you want to jump on the show. And like Eddie did, and Sharon and DJ, thanks for you guys joining.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining. My thoughts on it, I don't want to piggyback on Blue's comments, but definitely the girl that I thought that she had some other side piece going on is what my thought was. I thought she had another side piece going on because she was like not willing to commit. Now, maybe she was scared that he was going to die at war or whatever. I didn't believe that. I thought that
she had somebody else.
She had another side piece going on that she was more concerned.
Well, and
someone
honey,
that's local.
Having just watched, oh my God, was when we just watched Hacksaw Ridge, and the love that they had for each other, and this love story, and that you wanted that for this, but it wasn't there.
No, it wasn't even close. I mean, there was zero. There was zero. So yes, that was a very small part. I will say that maybe I would have felt more compassion and would have been sadder for some of the ships if they were sank, that if I knew those ships. But I did enjoy the special effects of this movie, of that it didn't look special effecty.
Yeah, it looked real.
It really looked good.
Yeah,
I watched
it. Awesome.
Tan over here, he's over here in the side chat. I watched it in 4K. I watched the 4K of it, and it was so good. When you get some shitty 4K, you'll almost see the special effects, and you'll see the little bit. You could not see that in it. Right. Now, it was darker. Give them that. It was darker. It was grays, a lot of blues. So maybe that was it. But I thought that was really good. And I also thought, and I felt bad for Tom Hanks' character when he stayed up for, 2 days didn't eat, didn't sleep for like 2 days or more than 2 days.
I thought it was 5 days for some strange
Well, I don't know.
reason.
I don't know. I want to say 2 or 3 days that he never went to bed, never slept because of the stuff going on. And when they talked about him running out of depth charges, I'm thinking, what a bad feeling as a captain when you're thinking, all right, my job is to defend this convoy. And I'm thinking of a herd of cattle. You're there as the cow. And I'm watching Yellowstone right now. So if for you folks that watch Yellowstone, you got the cowboy where you're supposed to protect the herd. So I'm thinking I'm the cowboy trying to protect the herd. And you're going around. And your depth charges, you only have so many depth charges. You only got so many bullets to protect your cargo. And when he's like, we've only got so many left because we've already pulled them out of the cruise quarters. I'm thinking now you have to make every single depth charge matter because you're wanting to take out those subs. One of the other things is one of the guys I work with, Chris and I talked about this movie, and he's a real war guy. When we talked about DJ, when you talked about 1917, I hated it. But because I thought 1917 was all over the place, I couldn't keep a timeline to me.
Oh, I like 1917.
1917, I didn't like it. But this
I thought
movie,
you did. I thought you loved the whole cinematography of it and everything.
The cinematography was good. The storyline, and I couldn't keep track of the timeline and in the time between this battle and this battle. There was no, hey, 2 months later we fought at Midway. A month later we fought wherever. It was just like
subtitles,
boom, boom, boom. I just needed, hey, a month later we fought at Midway. Whatever. But that's beside the point. When we talked about that, and I was talking to Chris, and I said, hey, it bothered me the subs came up. And he says, because at that time, subs they didn't have their own oxygen.
Right.
He says they had to come up and pull in oxygen. He says they would fill, what was that, Eddie?
He has to charge your batteries also, eh?
Okay. Well, he was saying about the oxygen. He says you have to get oxygen into the sub. He says then you could close off the sub and you could go under. He says there was no air filtration system. They couldn't filter the air and create their oxygen. He says,
for me,
we're subs now.
I liked them popping up. Like I said with Jaws, you know, when you just saw a tail or just enough to scare the shit out of you. Yeah, they are out there. Yeah, they are. You know that. I like that.
Think about being on that sub that you're normally underwater. No one can see you. You don't.
Yeah, you're protected.
Exactly. Right. I know, but
underwater,
it felt like a scare tactic to me.
Oh,
but
scare tactic of like, here I am. Oh no, and where the fuck am I? Kind of thing.
Right. But
I get the whole oxygen part.
When he was saying, he says they had to come up, and he says,
I get that.
He says also when they shot their torpedoes, because he's a military brat. His dad was in the military his whole life, and he says when the subs shot. You're shooting across. You're shooting horizontal. You're not shooting from deep below up at a ship. You are horizontal. He says, so you had to come up so that your torpedo was on the surface of the water.
That makes complete sense, actually, because usually when you see sub movies fighting, they're fighting another sub. They're not fighting a ship.
Yeah, and it also made me think a little bit differently about the war effect. I thought that the sub fights when the sub was so smart to pull right up beside the ship, where the ship couldn't shoot them no more because you're so low they can't get trajectory on you. I'm like, that was smart.
Oh yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I think that again to regurgitate what Andrew and everybody else said, I think a little bit longer movie would have been a little bit better.
A little more character.
I think where I would have cared about somebody on the Canadian ship or one of the British ships or the American ships, someone that has sunk.
Backstory would have been better too.
Actually,
somebody, at least him, at least.
Just so you guys know, Todd, you were asking earlier, there was 37 Allied ships making its way.
Okay, so yeah,
But Todd, your special effects. You're talking about, the waves and everything like that, but those shots were taken. It was filmed in the North Atlantic in January 9th of 2018.
Ah, I mean, but well, I mean, it just seemed. Well, I guess because it was real film, but I mean, it was really breathtaking watching that smashing, and
Mm.
it.
This is the perfect movie for somebody who has ADHD and doesn't want any slowdown moments. You guys are gonna love this.
Yeah, I mean, other than
You don't care
there is a
about character
couple.
building. You'll
Yeah,
love
there's
this.
a few points where it slowed down, where he's like walking from one side of the ship to the other.
Yeah,
And
that's about it.
the zigzagging, I never thought about. And again, the tactics of a ship versus a sub. And he's like, to port, to starboard, to port, to starboard. So you think about it, he was doing this the whole time. And when a sub would try to shoot at him straight on, you think, oh, that's an easy shot for a sub. No, it's not. Because you turn the ship and he turns a little bit, the thing's missing. And some of the points where you saw the ship turn so hard. And I love Deadliest Catch. You know, Blue. I'm a Deadliest Catch lover. And
Me
when you
too.
see that ship do like this, I'm like,
Yep.
oh, she's turning. She's
Well, and
she's
the difference
rolling.
too, like the huge difference between nowadays and back then is like there's no like heat seeking. Back then it was they shot in a straight line and it just went in a straight line. Nowadays, fuck, you're screwed.
Yeah,
Well,
but
and that's why naval tactics are so cool. Like, do you remember in Hunt for Red October when they first get on the October and the other Russian guy fires a missile at him and he turns right into it and they're like, what the hell? And meanwhile, it just bounces off them because it didn't have time to arm itself. Naval tactics are freaking cool.
Yeah.
And back then they differed from than they do now, but even nowadays they have different tactics in order, you know. I actually love that kind of shit. Like I love that kind of stuff. But yeah, for me, the movie needed a little bit more.
Hey,
feeling.
I'm gonna pass off to. I see that Tan has jumped in. Thank you for joining the show, Tan.
Hello, Tan.
Hey,
What
Tan.
you think,
Thank
bud?
you for having me. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I like the movie. I agree with everyone that you guys said here. I don't think the love interest at the very beginning actually put anything toward the movie at all. The fact that she didn't really give a rat's ass about him really didn't put anything toward the movie. If they would have just jumped straight into him being on the ship with his first ship, I really wouldn't have. It really wouldn't matter to me because with her giving the cold shoulder didn't really add anything because it didn't make him sad in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, when he was guiding his first ship across the sea. I enjoyed it. The graphics were great. I was sitting, you know, at the edge of my seat, I should say, the whole entire time. It was really, really, really fast paced. I enjoyed it. The action scenes were great. I felt what Blue was saying earlier, where the crew looked at him after he said some weird ass order and like, what the hell? I feel like it was more of they were looking at him for guidance because they don't know what's going on, and he knows everything. So when he says something, they have to follow. So when they look at him, they're just kind of like, I'm looking to you, Captain, to guide me. You know.
But sometimes they did kind of look at each other like, why are we doing this? You know what I mean? There was a few times where it looked like they were second guessing him.
Well, I'm guessing I'm sure that happens anywhere and everywhere, you know, honestly. So yeah, I can see that. I feel like the movie should have been longer with you guys. At the very end when they told him go ahead and go back, go rest. I expected him to kind of say, no, fuck you guys. I did all of this work, you know. I guided the ship through. I'm gonna go and get some more action, you know. But they sent him off, and he went and rested.
Or at least take it to the finish. It felt like he was so close to his the goal, and now they're telling him to back off, and then he just did. But I guess you have to. But
yes,
I wanted him to take them all the way into port.
Gotta take your order.
Exactly. That's part of the war thing, you know. That's an interesting aspect. Like I posted earlier, where this is an interesting aspect of the war that you don't really hear about, you know, in movies because it isn't so spectacular. You know, it's just a little snippet of what happens. He had to do his part, and he had to follow orders, and this is what he did. He did a good job. You know, he went through, did his thing, guided people through. He lost some people, obviously. It's really sad when he just was it the line cook or what's his name, the the guy, the serviceman.
He's kind of like a valet,
he died,
sort of, eh? Like,
oh yeah, man, I almost cried when he died. I was so
Me
sad.
too.
I know, I did too.
Too.
Let me see what else is there. But yeah, he didn't eat, he didn't sleep. You know, I don't know how long he was up for, but that's insane.
It was 3 days apparently.
You know?
3 days.
And feet were bleeding. He must have some kind of diabetes or something. Because 3 days of standing, man, that's crazy.
Maybe his
That's
boots were
crazy.
too tight or something though, because
He got some shitty boots.
yeah.
And then with the waves and everything, that's a lot of back and forth, you know, balancing and stuff. Man, I would not want to be in that position ever.
I've been on a boat, and whenever I've been out in the ocean, I'd been throwing up the whole damn time. So I'd have been hanging over the. Hey, too many waves. I'd have been I know me. I'd have been chucking.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's kind of like watching
I need some hydrazine or what they gave me.
Like that with what's his name?
Tom
Wahlberg. With Mark Wahlberg or
Mark Wahlberg.
That giant wave when they were going up. Small little tugboat.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Oh, Perfect Storm.
Yeah, Perfect Storm.
Yeah. But yeah, with this movie, I felt like there needed to be more. I really enjoyed it, you know, because it just was so much happening at the same time, you know, with them weaving back and forth. That's how that's how we're taught here in Florida to run away from gators, you know. So I kind of laughed at that.
Oh my God, Dan!
How to get away from gators? You zigzag, man.
Yeah.
You weave. You gotta weave. You gotta zigzag.
You
know.
just want to go straight. You know.
Exactly.
If you can dodge a wrench, you
they
can
climb
dodge
over
a ball.
fences, man. But yeah, it feels great. You know, this movie, I would recommend it because it was good. It was a nice little snippet of the war that you really that doesn't get highlighted a lot in movies.
All right, so Andrew has posted this in the poll in our group. So if you scroll back a little bit, I had posted the link to our Telegram group, a Pass or Play Reviews Room. You can join that group. We post the movies that are coming up. Sometimes we'll talk about the movies a little bit. There's not a whole lot of discussion going there, but if you want some discussion to go on there, talk in there, and you'll probably get some play. But he's got 2 polls going on. Got the Hitchhiker's Guide going on, and we got Greyhound going on. And so I'm going to ask, because I know we're on a delay for people.
Hold on, did everybody talk?
No.
Yeah.
I haven't.
No, I think
Well,
DJ didn't talk.
Yeah.
I want to say real quick. I just want to say real quick. I felt like the movie should have been longer because about time you feel like you get into the movie, it's ending. About time you feel like you really want to get into the movie, it's time for it to end. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean. I'm sorry. I thought I went through my whole list. Me losing my internet. Everybody's number. Everybody swapped down here on the bottom.
Too many beers, Todd. You've had.
No,
I haven't had a talk yet.
Not enough. I'm working.
Yeah, I think DJ the only one didn't talk. DJ thinks.
I'm thinking. I'm working for another. DJ, go, bub. I'm sorry.
No. Carry on. No, you've all. Yeah. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a really good movie. The only thing that I agree with Blue that the start doesn't make sense at all. They could have just cut that out, and I think what they should have done to start the movie. He's the new captain of this destroyer. Started at the Admiralty, where they're handing the ship over to him. Then start the movie from there. Not have this silly bit of pathetic show piece of a love story that she doesn't give 2 monkeys about with her fake smile. Typical Elizabeth Shue smile, because like I say, she always looks like that in whatever movie or
agreed.
Yeah, she looks like she's constipated.
Yeah. Or she sat on a bicycle without a seat.
Yeah.
But the only criticism that I did have with sort of like the movie while it went on, there was no backstory. There wasn't really a massive backstory. It would have been nice to have a bit more of a backstory, but in the actual movie as well, a lot of the battle scenes, the effects were great, but it lost a bit of atmosphere, a bit of tension, because, like you say, they were chasing down these subs, and you didn't really get that tension where they were chasing them down.
Well, they kind of weren't though.
They were just waiting for him.
They were just taking the convoy and then watching.
And
they weren't chased.
I feel they were chased by the submarines.
Yeah, they
at
were.
At one point, he was searching for him and everything. It just seemed to not have much atmosphere when it came to that sort of like thing.
Well, I think he realized he was wrong though in that he shouldn't be chasing them. It's time to get back to what my job is.
Well, because remember, he got so far away from the convoy.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know how you chase a rabbit.
Yeah.
You're chasing that rabbit and you're going away, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be protecting these people, and I'm chasing this one little rabbit. And I was blown away with the pings, and they're like, he's this, he's that. And I'm thinking,
and
first of all,
it was a bit short. I did find it a bit short as well. And I think sort of like at the ending as well, in the credits, I think it would have been a bit more nice if they actually put a bit more about what happened to the destroyer.
Yes.
After that.
Yeah. Instead of him just praying and climbing into bed.
Yeah. They actually put in the credits that there was like 3,200 ships.
Yes.
3,500
and 72,000 people actually died.
During the war, right?
During the war, over the period of these convoys coming from United States to the UK.
It was kind of it was kind of neat, but the area they traveled over was called the Black Pit.
Yeah, and the other thing, they called it the Black Pit, and there was like a dead zone, what they called a dead zone, where there was no cover for aircraft. But you actually, in the movie, if you watch the movie, which you obviously have anyway, but you actually see airplanes that can land on water. Now, if you got airplanes that can land on water, why couldn't you refuel them and keep them going through that dead zone?
Though? If there were any storms or anything with the waves the way they were, there's no way that a normal like one-seater airplane would be able to land on the ocean, would it?
It's just my head overthinking things.
I think back then probably not.
A bomb-seeking carry for the U-boats.
Did they have like aircraft carriers back then?
Yes. But they were in the Pacific because that was a discussion we had at my work about that very thing. And we talked about the aircraft carriers, and the problem is aircraft carriers move extremely slow. So you think about a big slothy aircraft carrier. Yeah, you got air cover. It doesn't take but one sub to drop a torpedo into that, and guess what? It's gone.
It's a bigger target, isn't it?
It's gone. And I mean, where these destroyers and these other ships had a little bit more, could maneuver a little better.
Yeah.
If you had a big aircraft carrier, you're stuck, and you'd have to hope. And also, you're going to slow the whole progression. Because everybody else is moving at, say, 20 knots. You're moving at 5 knots. So you're going to say everyone's going to move at 5 knots now because this aircraft carrier can only move at that fast. So, yeah, I it's like.
And think about how scary that would be. Like when the guy in the plane is like, okay, see you, Greyhound. We're heading back.
Yeah,
all of a sudden, you got no cover for 3 whole days, and this is how many other ships have gone down in the Black Pit, and there you go. It's like, holy shit! I would have been scared.
I did like it when the Germans came over the radio, when they came on their radio channel.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna take you down. Oh, the wolves are loose tonight."
The gray wolves.
Yeah, I thought that was, I really enjoyed that part of that banter.
It was like ominous.
That was good. I really enjoyed it.
Made me think of Warriors come out and play.
But didn't the British have aircraft carriers in the North Atlantic during the Second World War?
Maybe closer to shore,
but
not at Black Pit.
You'd still have the same issue, though. I mean, you wouldn't want to take them out there.
No, I wouldn't take them out there either. But I'm just saying, they wouldn't send an aircraft carrier, let's say, from the Pacific to the Atlantic when they already.
Yeah.
It's like say if this is going to be sort of like Apple's thing to come with movies, I think they've started off with a good one.
They did good. They did good.
Oh,
I'm glad I don't have to buy Apple Plus.
movie, for their first movie, I think they've done a good job on it. Not like I don't want to say bad things about Netflix, but when they first started, their movies were terrible. They are getting better.
I liked the old guard. I liked Extraction. There's
early Netflix. He's talking about early Netflix.
Yeah, they were
but early Netflix.
Oh.
All right, but early Netflix did not have the influx of money that I guarantee that Apple had. Apple had some money.
Netflix was always better back in the old days. I found for TV, and movies were like garbage. You're right.
Yeah, movies were like trash bin movies.
Now they're getting better.
They're getting better.
They got the budget. There's not them awards that Netflix has won over the years. They have the money now.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we got everybody that's chatted in, right? I have not missed anybody.
No.
And I don't see I'm sorry.
You know the acronym for Navy, don't you? The acronym for Navy is
No.
Never again volunteer yourself.
Well,
never again volunteer yourself.
Oh,
Navy.
Jesus.
Well, actually, my uncle's in the Navy, in which I don't know if he's watching the show. He usually watches some of my videos.
Oh, Jesus.
But I don't know if he's watching this. And I wish he would have joined in on this show because he would have had more of a because I mean he was in the Navy, so I would have loved to hear his thoughts on some of this and how that's realistic or that's not realistic. So
I think I would have rather been on a big destroyer than storming the beaches at Omaha there. Like I don't think I would have wanted coming off of a boat where they're already firing at you and you can't go
and you see all these people dying.
I'll take my chance on with a fucking sub, thanks.
All right, so we're gonna ask again. Andrew, we posted the link, and I will I'll roll up here and I'll try to repaste the link for the Telegram chat for you guys to join our Telegram group, and here it is.
I had 10 votes on Hitchhikers and 9 on Greyhound so far.
I don't want to put you in timeout. Okay, well, I can't copy that. Okay, so I can't copy the paste that into the chat. Andrew, can you post that in the on the YouTube channel?
I don't know how to get the link.
Let me see if I can get the link. Let me see.
Put it in the side chat here.
Oh, wait a minute.
Put it in there.
So apparently, Roger said, "Blue, is this a bad time to say you resemble Elizabeth Shue?" Since the constipation remark. I hope I don't always look like I'm constipated. I think there's some people in the Cody community that might say that, but
oh lordy. Oh, I love it.
I wouldn't say you look like Elizabeth Shue.
Oh my gosh. All right, wait, hey, you know what I need to do is
I don't know. Then again, you might, you do a bit, Blue. When she was
I think it's just the blonde hair. That's about it. Hey, wait, hold on.
When she was in Karate Kid.
How about this face? Is that the face? Yeah, I love the
face.
Yeah. I love you.
You got to show your teeth a bit more.
Yeah. Well, the part that bothered me too is like he gives her a present, and it was like it seemed like a very thoughtful, sentimental gift, and she was like, "Yeah, okay, well, open mine." It was like she didn't even go like, "Oh, this is beautiful" or nothing. She just sort of did her cheapo smile, and yeah, she definitely had a little something on the side.
She did. Oh yeah, fucking bitch. I don't like her. I didn't like her.
I didn't either.
I think. All right. So was it DJ that said it? That I think they probably could have
avoided that altogether.
Use that part to him walking onto a new ship and being a brand new captain more than a love interest that was.
They should have had like his mother or his brother or another family.
Anybody but that lady who didn't give a care about him.
Yeah, somebody who loved him, and then him going off.
Yeah,
and then this big fear.
I can't find a way to post the link either.
Yeah,
all right, I got it. All right, there we go. All right, so you guys can post your link. Player Pass, what you think in the Telegram group. Welcome anybody to join that group, and you can talk all you want in there.
Yeah.
Andrew's the moderator in there, so if you say something wrong, he'll take care of it.
I mean, chat.
He'll take care of you. You mean?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, he'll be like, hey,
Too late.
no. Hey, he created the room, so he can kick whoever he wants.
Andrew, the tough guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on
Okay,
him.
so are we gonna do we just voting in there?
Yeah.
Or are we gonna do a
All right,
little
so-
vote on
If
here?
you're on your computer, phone Diddy, if I'm saying it wrong, phone Diddy, you can still get on the link from your computer.
Yep.
You still can click on the link, just stroll up and click on the link that way.
My God, sorry, that was totally me by accident. I was like,
So-
holy jeez, I'm hearing Sheridan double.
All right, so you can post either in the YouTube chat, Player Pass, on both movies.
I
The
voted in there already. For both.
Greyhound and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, as well as you can enter your votes on Telegram. And Andrew, what's the vote tally so far in your in the Player Pass room?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Bombed out.
30% play, 70% pass. Greyhound play, 20% pass.
Yeah. All right.
It's not right.
Hey.
Okay, let's do a quick vote here, and then we'll pick new movies.
All right. Yep. We're gonna run through it. Blue Player Pass on this movie and Hitchhikers.
Hitchhikers is a pass for me. Greyhound is a play. Just for Greyhound's a play, just because if you like battle scenes, it is a lot of fun for that.
All right, Aubin, Player Pass for
Play on Greyhound and pass on Hitchhikers.
okay, Sharon.
Pass on Hitchhikers, play on Greyhound because of Greyhound, the sincerity of the crew and everything.
Okay, DJ.
Oh, this ain't going well for you, poor Andrew. It's got to be a pass on Hitchhikers. Play on Greyhound, yeah.
Gotcha. Andrew.
I didn't make the movie, so it doesn't bother me. I'm the opposite to everybody. I'll play on Hitchhikers and pass on Greyhound.
All right,
Wow.
going against the grain. Hey, Eddie G.
Okay, I give it a play on Greyhound and a pass on Hitchhikers. Sorry, Andrew.
I like Andrew though. I didn't make the movie, so whatever.
Hey, everybody. All right,
It was in the consultation.
so
The
again,
number 23 is the best.
There we go, Andrew. Number 23 is the best.
right here. I got
Okay,
you.
Todd,
I
you
I-
didn't.
I get you. I got Andrew covered right here.
I kind of
All right, so I will give Hitchhikers. I will give it a play. I would give it a soft play, as Cam says, soft play. I'll give it a play. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was
pity play.
I thought it was funny. I didn't crack out loud, but I would give it a play, and definitely I'd give Greyhound a play. So, and I'm running through. So I'm going to run through real quick some of the people on the side chat. The Beach, Eddie, Cam, Roger. Soft play on both movies. He gave it on both. Hitchhiker's Guide. Play on Greyhound. Hitchhikers a pass. Okay, so
Can't behave.
we get so
Oh, did you see what DeBeach wrote? After watching a couple of Andrew's picks for movies, if he was ever to invite me over to watch a movie, I'm definitely saying I'm busy. Joking.
ah,
I think honestly,
Andrew.
I'll watch it.
Andrew has
Andrew.
really good taste, but it's like he's trying out old stuff that, you know, and like me, like some of you
Okay.
guys didn't like Hoosiers, you know, because it's
No.
kind of outdated. I kind of didn't like Hoosiers.
Andrew, do you understand now how something is funny compared to dry humor?
Andrew, if you ever invite me to see the number 23, I'll watch it with you.
See, the thing is, Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz are British dry humor, and they're fucking funny. It's just this one's a little dated again.
Well,
and weird, and really weird.
and this is why Dabs has a list of 12 movies on his list.
Yes.
And Dabs thinks hard and well and thinks about it before I ever suggest a movie.
I come up with mine on the day.
Yes, you do.
Yes,
you do. And yes, that's exactly what you do. And I don't.
I think he came up with the number 23, honestly, because subconsciously we were watching that I Origins where the guy kept seeing the number 11. And it was like, oh my God. So I think Andrew went, oh yeah, I remember that movie where the guy saw 23 everywhere.
That was a great pick, too. That was the best pick you ever made.
Sharon, sit down.
How do we ban the beach from the chat there?
All right. So hey, I need to talk to DePeach because he's actually sounds like he's in Cape Hatteras, which is off North Carolina coast. Hey, I need to talk to him because when I go to the beach, keep that in mind for.
You go to the beach to grab some COVID? Yeah.
I'm not worried about. I ain't worried about that. So we're gonna go ahead. So we got the player pass. And we will. If you want to look in the.
I should have picked. I should have picked "Dude, Where's My Car." Then you Americans would probably like it because it's dumb.
Dude, where's my car?
Hey, that is a great movie. Hey, Talladega Nights. I'll give you another American.
That's a great one, Bob. Shake and bake.
Shake and bake. Hey, I'll help you out, Andrew, if you want to help your, if you want to help your average. All right, so
are there any new movies, or are we doing a 2-person pick this week?
There is a new movie that came out last Friday.
What is it?
Netflix is called The Affair or something like that with Omar Epps.
Well, actually, there is a couple movies that I saw that were trending. Hold on a second.
Okay, so this week Aubin gets his pick,
Aubin,
right?
Aubin is picking.
Yeah.
And then we'll pick new, and then it's Cam and Sharon. But if Cam isn't around, Sharon's next.
Yeah, Sharon. I've got Sharon down. She's now this was her fourth, so she could.
Todd,
Yep. Yes.
I'm keeping an Excel sheet. Tan's been on 2 now. Eddie's on 1. So I've got
Tan's been on 4.
Tan's been on 4.
Just today made his
this
4th.
Was 4th. Okay, I gotta move.
Sharon's she just made her 4th one today.
Okay.
Today Cam's was her 5th. So, and again, all right. So something we talked about today, and because
I think I've done 3. I'm not too sure.
Well, I don't. Hold on.
I think you have 2 actually.
2.
I have you down for 2.
Oh, that's it.
But
is that counting today, though?
I have 2. All right, I had 2 because I have Darth on 1. No, Darth is 2 because remember we got his truck twice. Diana was 2. Patty.
Hold on, I'm gonna write these down. Diana is 2. Who else?
And I had Sharon was 4. This made her 4th. Cam
Sharon
made her
and Cam
5th.
And Tam.
And then DJ, yeah. And
who was your work again?
Who?
Your friend from work?
Oh, Carrie. She was 1. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Carrie was 1.
Okay, so in other words, we've got Cam, Sharon, Tan after Aubin.
Yeah. So one of the things we talked about, though, one of our concerns is that, all right, so we want to encourage people to join the chat. We want or the show so that we hear your input. But we also don't want to have it to where that we that the people that are on a regular basis don't get a pick because it's
like I was saying earlier, if there's say 6 new people and they each get to 4 at the same time, then that's 6 people that get to go, and then in that time they've done another 4, and then they get to go again. That means none of us that are actually on the original panel ever get to pick a movie.
So I'm thinking one guest. Like one guest,
they get thrown in the rotation. So, for example, Cam's not here right now. She'll go next week.
Yeah,
but
if she's here, yep.
But and then Sharon, and then but what'll happen is when Cam and Sharon get another 4 in, they still got to wait behind us because we haven't gone yet either.
Right. So, all right. So Cam would trump Sharon because she has 5 shows.
Yeah,
and
Cam's
Sharon's got 4.
Right.
after all.
Right.
Right.
Right. So okay.
Now, plus
So
Cam had to leave because of her brother's.
yeah,
birthday.
yeah, she had to go to she had
That's
to
fine.
So all right. So first of all, let's go ahead and Albin, what is your pick? Because you've got your pick for this week.
I thought about it a bit. I Just Cause, the movie Just Cause from
I've heard of that.
1995 with what's his name there? Lawrence Fishburne, and
Sean Connery.
yeah, Sean Connery, yeah, and what was his name there? The Blair Underwood. He's got a
Back when
really.
Blair was hot.
I'm not going to say that, but
Blair was hot.
Yes.
thank you, Sharon.
Saving you on that one.
Yeah, I can just go out and say.
All right, so I see Just Cause, and this was a video game, wasn't it?
Not that I know of.
Just
Not that
Cause.
I know
I
of.
remember it was a movie.
Wasn't it a video game?
I
It
think
is
there is a video game.
It is.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm
Yes,
thinking.
it's not.
Okay, wait, hold on though. No. I don't think the movie's based on a video game.
No. But I'm
no.
saying
Video
when I
game.
saw the name, I'm like, wait a minute, I've played this game, and
Just
I'm
Cause.
looking at this.
Yeah, I thought
like,
of the game.
so all right,
I
so
did think of the game.
You guys are
we're gonna
funny.
go to what 1995.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna
Here
go
my
with
daughter was born.
the classic
Here your
trailer.
son was born,
Believe
Todd.
that each and every ingredient matters.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and let me make this full screen.
And everyone mute.
Everybody mute, please. I won't mute you.
Our deodorant is made with just 6 safe ingredients and essential oils. No complicated chemicals or synthetic fragrances. Get 30% off your first purchase with code WORRYFREE at eachandevery.com.
A brutal murder.
This girl, Jody Schreiber, I don't know.
A forced confession.
I refuse to believe in any government which is willing to trade torture for torture, death for death.
A renowned professor of law.
They're gonna kill my boy.
It's 25 years since I
He
practiced law.
said, find Mr. Paul Armstrong and give him this.
Driven by conscience to take the case.
I knew Robert Earl was bad news first time I laid eyes on him. I don't hear any evidence.
But we didn't need any. We had a confession.
The guy's on death row. I want you to help him get his life back.
The old girl said you was gonna be coming. I said no. Please. Now, if I really talked with that kind of verbal bunchungle, I'd be a free man today. What's your game? Did you kill Joni Shriver? I didn't do it. But I know who did. Just read the signs. What signs? Seek, and ye shall find.
Buried deep in the Florida Everglades is a secret that can save an innocent man.
Got them all fooled, don't you? Even that know-nothing Harvard fool.
Or free a killer.
Rejoice, for a great injustice is about to be undone.
To kill again.
Daddy?
Laurie. Now, every step he takes puts his family closer to danger.
Laurie!
And brings him closer to the truth.
See, I pushed the buttons to make you do the dance. Did you kill her?
Okay.
I don't remember that. So
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I don't remember
That's
that.
interesting.
I think I know what happens.
Well, the trailer always. I don't remember that movie, but
I know that Ed Harris looks cuckoo crazy in that.
all right, Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. All right,
That makes me
so
want to pick the next one as the one with friggin' Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes there. That one where it was about Japan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
no, it makes me pick. If I wanted to pick a Sean Connery, I'd want to pick like wasn't he in what was that Alcatraz?
Yep, sure was.
The Rock.
It wasn't Alcatraz.
Yeah, The Rock.
It was The Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock. Yeah.
The Rock.
With Nicolas
Oh man,
Cage.
I've literally just written that down.
Ah!
Write that down as well.
Wait, I was getting ready to write it on my list here. No, but I won't leave it. All right, so Just Cause is wait, hold on a second, Eddie. Oh, I didn't write down Eddie. All right, so
Okay,
Eddie.
so wait, sorry, hold on. DJ is what, 3?
2. I got 2 for Eddie. I mean, I might have missed one,
Oh,
but I
not
got
Eddie,
2.
DJ.
No, DJ.
DJ, I got 2. Eddie, I had 1, but I mean, that's
Yeah,
just what
Eddie's
I
1.
got.
Eddie's,
Okay.
This is your first time, eh, Eddie?
All right, yeah, this is the first time I've ever seen Eddie.
Yeah, but
Okay,
don't I get a 2 for 1?
No,
God,
you
no,
don't.
sit down. All right, so
Then that
all
man
right,
get a 5 to 4, right?
You're getting Sharon, you're after Cam. Yeah.
all right,
We,
so
what I've got is, okay, just hold up for 1 second. I've got Cam, Sharon, and Tan all at, they get picks. So they go into the rotation. Then I've got DJ at 2, Darth at 2, Diana at 2, Carrie at 1, and Eddie at 1. So I'll keep them kind of on a different list. And as soon as I hit 4, you go into the rotation.
So you'd be the extra person that gets
Be in charge of this because Todd writes it on a piece of paper and it might go missing. So I got it.
It doesn't. Hey, let me tell you this.
I got
This is Dab's. You want to know about Dab's shows? This
Yeah.
is Dab's shows.
Aubin?
One after another.
Yeah.
Aubin, who do you trust more?
Let me tell you what happened.
Well,
Cam and
What
I spent the
happened?
last week. I missed the second
happened?
week, and then I came back the third week. So that's what made me up to Cam.
All right. So,
No,
all right.
I trust
So,
Dabs because he does keep a lot of notes. You know, are you putting him in the computer, Blue?
Yeah. Yes, I am. And then I can update it instead of him having to
Oh,
scratch
you are
shit
putting
out.
it in the computer.
Oh, I got it
Oh,
on
okay,
Excel.
okay.
I got it in Excel, honey.
Okay, if you got it in
All right.
Excel. I'm sorry.
All right.
Excel trumps
all right. So all right. So we're gonna move on.
Todd, you got enough stuff to worry about. I'll worry about that. How about that?
I'm not sweating her. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go to what's
this
trending.
the Outpost? What's that? Because that's new, right?
Outpost has. I've seen some stuff. I didn't see really good. Yeah, I haven't seen super great.
Is that Orlando Bloom?
ratings.
That's Orlando right in the middle, eh? And that's friggin' Clint Eastwood's kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott Eastwood.
Scott Eastwood.
Orlando.
The other dude.
Who's the
Caleb Landry.
Okay, what does it have for votes? Like, what's the percentage?
It's got a 76, and it's been out for about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks.
Okay.
And so it's
what else
held. You've got that. There was the archive, which to me sounded interesting.
Oh, that was the one you talked about before, right?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting, where it was like that AI kind of thing.
Actually, like that guy too. The main guy?
2038. George Almore is working on a human, true human equivalent AI, and his last prototype is almost ready. So, kind of the AI kind of feel to it.
Yeah, out of those two, I'm going with archive so far.
All right, so that was new. Ghost of Wars. I've not noticed that. I know Coma is still in Russian, so we can't watch that. Okay. Even though I think it's going to be a dud, it's still in Russian. I actually downloaded it today, and it is in Russian still.
Is it in Russian or is it Russian?
No, it is a Russian movie, but it's not subbed. Yeah, I haven't seen a subbed version that's decent. Those are our newer picks. When we start rolling back, then you're talking about stuff that people have been watching for a while.
Okay, so we're gonna go archive or the Outpost, right?
Outpost or archive? I've not watched either one. Not seen either trailer. Nothing.
So should we watch trailers?
So let's see. DePeach says archive is decent.
Just don't pick Relic.
Save it for Andrew. Jesus.
Dang, DePeach. Sit down. Andrew's a good guy. Sit down. All right. So did we say you want to try the Outpost? You want me to try that?
Sure.
To take a look at the trailer. We know that trailers tend to be they overplay it.
Of course. They got to get you in the theater.
Thank God the theaters aren't open right now. Win for us. Woo!
Unmute
Okay.
yourself.
Yep. Go ahead and mute,
Okay.
mute yourselves. We'll go ahead and we'll go with the. We got two different trailers here.
Go with the
This
official.
one's got
Okay.
more hits.
The RPG mobile hit of 2019.
Whatever.
Do you remember what happened
When?
during the battle?
Welcome to the dark side of the moon, gentlemen. Aren't we supposed to be on top of the mountain to win this thing? Our job is to separate the Taliban from the ordinary people. How do we do our jobs and stay safe? Respect keeps us safe.
I wouldn't trade this for anything. Look at us, band of brothers.
Keep me in your prayers, okay? Trust me, babe, I quit.
I love you. We're gonna win by getting their hearts and minds.
We want their hearts and minds, and they want our blood and guts.
Sorry, pal, but that's life at Camp Keating. Every time they take a pot shot at us, they're figuring us out. When the big one comes, all of us dialed in.
The Taliban's not here! Harmonists are coming! It's the big one. Saddle up! Everybody fall back. Enemy in the wire.
I'll hang back and provide cover. We need to retake this camp. We don't have any air support, the manpower. Our men are trapped up there. Our ammo depot is 40 yards away. There's everything we need to stay in this fight. Let me do this, Sarah.
Let's show them some love with the 120s.
You all right, mate? Come on, put your arms around me. You're not gonna die, okay?
RPG! Red platoon!
We're taking this bitch back.
I do have a soft spot for war movies. Bring on the next one. And it already made me pick what my next pick is.
Okay, so we're gonna go with this one next.
How's my man? Oh, what? No play, huh? I really hope you're happy there.
I'm missing you. A bit. A lot.
I'm working on something
To bring you back.
that never managed to connect a computer to the archive before.
I waited a long time.
And then I saw something.
It was you.
We had a visit from the archive company.
The subject is Almore Julie Alice. Term time so far, 2 years, 8 months, 4 days.
She's not ready to go yet.
Of course.
They think your robots might be based around their technology.
We are obliged to act with force, if necessary.
You made another like me,
I'm not replacing you.
but you did it. What was she like?
She was perfect.
I want to go home.
This is home.
Jules, can you hear me?
Do not let her outside under any circumstances.
You don't want to be trapped in a box dead. Just gone.
I have to try and get her back.
I am shutting you down immediately. What do they want?
They want you.
Okay.
Okay is right.
Okay.
I don't know. For me, both of them were like, I can see both of them being duds.
The Outpost does
Ditto.
feel a little hoorah, you know, cheeseola.
Yeah. I just think it could be.
Okay, well, you know what? Are any of you guys like super excited to see either of those? Because I'm not.
Not
Yeah,
No?
Roger says the Outpost was good.
I plan on watching both of them anyhow, so it don't
Okay.
matter.
Well, I'd like to say that in that case, I think Sharon should get the next pick then.
Right.
No point in picking a movie that none of us want to watch.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of either one of those.
You ready?
Yeah, and this way it'll get rid of.
Oh no! I need a week to think. I thought Karen was next. Karen, jump on the piano.
Don't feel bad. That's how I got into this.
Yep.
Oh my! I have to look real quick. I need a week to think.
Well, unless Cam can save you. I see she's in the side chat. She's in
Cam?
the side chat. Unless she can save your ass.
Cam always thinking of a movie. Cam,
if Cam's in the side
All right,
chat,
so I see her
Cam,
in the
is there a
side chat.
movie you want?
So
We'll give you
Cam,
a few minutes.
you got a little bit of time, Cam, to think of something if you want to pull up a movie.
and if not, Tan said he will.
Okay,
He's got
I'll
4
let
as well.
10, and then next week I'll definitely come with a movie because that give me a week to think about it. Or else I'm gonna think of a movie worse than Andrew, which is right off hand.
You need a list? I got a list right here.
So if Cam doesn't want to,
let me pick again.
She's in the
Let me
side
pick again.
She says yes, I am on the side check. Okay, well type in the movie for us to watch.
Type it in, hon.
Okay, Cam.
Unless you want to jump on real quick.
Wait. She's jumping in.
Okay.
Hey, wait. Hold on a second. I thought your brother's birthday was important.
I've got a couple picks.
Well, I thought your brother's birthday was important. What the hell's up with that?
This your week to pick anyway. I see. I need a week.
All right, Cam.
Y'all want me to pick or what?
Yeah. It's your pick, hon.
All right. My first pick is gonna be one that might confuse you because trust me, it confused me too. I'm gonna pick Phantom Thread, 2017, I think it was.
Phantom Thread? Oh, okay. Is that Daniel
Thread?
Day-Lewis? Is that Daniel Day-Lewis?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Adding the pop show.
Because the reason I picked this one is because I want to see how you guys feel about it. Because honestly, first time I watched it, I was kind of confused. I want to see if somebody else is gonna be confused. So that's gonna be my first pick.
Perfect.
So Sharon, I did save you. So.
All right. Is it this movie? Is it this movie
You're
here?
welcome.
It was nominated for Academy Awards. I remember that, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yep, so we're gonna watch the
for I think about 6.
So is it this movie here?
Oscar?
Am I
That
right?
movie right there is Psych. That's my favorite movie right there is Psych.
So am I correct on this? Is picking?
Yes, Todd.
Yep. Phantom
Okay.
Thread. Yep. You're
All right. I just want to make sure I don't want to be.
He's about Psych?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my movie right there.
That's a TV show, eh?
Yeah.
And now they
That's a
made a
TV
movie too. That's a TV show, Psych.
Did they make a movie
I got to
too?
see it.
No.
Yeah, they made a. Yes,
That's
they did
just
make a
an
movie
ad.
too.
That's just an
No.
ad.
But what I'm saying is they also made a movie, Psych.
Oh.
Psych, the TV
okay.
show, also made a movie too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have
Okay.
the T-shirt too. I'll wear it next week.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll play this. All right. So everyone mute themselves, please.
Okay.
Free. Get ready for a shock because this guy is free.
Yeah, I need red so I can skip these.
Make it full
Blow it up,
screen.
Todd.
You can sew almost anything into the canvas of a coat. When I was a boy, I started
Full
to
screen.
hide things in the linings of the garments. Things that only I knew were there. Secrets.
Good morning.
Will you have dinner with me?
Yes.
I feel as if I've been looking for you for a very long time.
You look beautiful. Very beautiful. I have things I want to do. Things I simply cannot do without you.
Reynolds has made my dreams come true, and I have given him what he desires most in return. Every piece of me. Why are you not married?
Her arrival has cast a very long shadow.
She's barely looked at you this evening, has she?
May I warn you of something? My brother can feel cursed, that love is doomed for him.
I don't like the fabric.
Maybe one day you'll change your taste.
Maybe I like my own taste.
Just enough to get you into trouble.
Perhaps I'm looking for trouble.
Stop! There is an air of quiet death in this house.
You're not cursed, you're loved by me. Stop playing this game.
What game? What precisely is the nature of my game?
All your rules and your clothes and all this money and everything is a game.
This was an ambush.
Stop.
Are you sent here to ruin my evening? And possibly my entire life?
Stop it! Whatever you do it carefully.
That's a good choice, Cam.
Wow.
I've been with Daniel Day-Lewis ever since I saw him in Last of the Mohicans, and he is by far one of the best actors in the world, in my opinion. Like My Left Foot, Gangs of New York, like the guy's a powerhouse.
Yeah,
Wasn't that his last movie he ever made?
I think it might have been, yeah.
I could have swore that was the last movie he ever
He's
made.
been around in a bit for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a look
I
here.
swear, this movie made me think of Perfume.
Yes and no. It's creepy. Yes, for that. Yeah.
That means next week I could pick Eyes Wide Shut. Just kidding.
It's a duh.
He made another movie in 2018, but I've never heard of it. For the Hungry Boy.
Okay,
he's so good.
Those are our two movies for today. Because we're at. I know Andrew and DJ. It's late for you guys. Just Cause is
Aubyn's pick.
Aubyn's pick, and then Phantom Thread is the pick from Cam. I posted the link for you guys to join the Telegram group. Join the Telegram group and talk about what movies you'd like to see us talk about. If you have some movies that you would like us to pull onto the show, the best way is for you to talk in that group or to talk in the side chat or come on the show. We are always welcome. If you're on for 4 shows, we will then put you into the mix where you're able to pick, as Cam did today. And if Sharon's here next week, she'll be picking something, and who knows what that's going to be.
Yeah, and then Tan, and then Todd.
Then Tan, then Todd. Wait, Todd is waiting way back. What the hell happened?
No,
to
a lot
Todd?
of more people showing up on the show means.
Damn, Todd's
We'll
picks.
have to go longer.
I've got star-studded picks here.
I got a star-studded pick too. That movie made me think of a star-studded pick.
I put lots of thoughts into my movies. So again, thanks you guys for watching the show. Anybody, Eddie G, thanks for joining the show. Anything you want to finish up before we roll out?
No, this first time, I guess it's not going to be the last either.
Good.
Yeah, but
Good.
Todd, wait a minute.
Yeah.
If I do 2 more shows, I get 4 shows, right?
You get 3 more shows.
You got 3 more shows, then you get put into the mix.
I don't get a double trouble there.
No. Hey, Blue's keeping my ass straight. Believe me.
I'm on it.
She is on it. Thanks for joining, Eddie. And thanks for watching. I see you chatting. You're watching this show. You're watching Friday's show. So thanks for watching all the time.
Hey, and starting next week, you need to put out your PayPal and your Cash App so that we can donate for your YouTube Red, so that
so you don't have to see my ad.
So people talking about these commercials, you need to put your PayPal so we can donate for your commercials here. People concerned about these commercials.
Yeah, they don't have to see the commercial. You're right.
Yeah,
Sharon,
people don't want to see it. Put it in the chat.
Sharon, MS7. She's in the MS7 group. She has videos every single day, or well, most days, right? Huh?
Live. I have a live Monday through Friday at 9:35 a.m. on an MS7 morning show.
MS7 morning show. She does, and they talk about all kinds of stuff. So check that
Yes.
out. Do a search on YouTube, and you can.
The Cam and I.
You can click on her show. She has. You have lots of guests too. You have all.
Yes,
kinds,
we do.
All kinds of guests on there. Even sometimes I've popped on there once in a while.
Yeah, you've been on there several times on our show. Cam's there every morning with us. Me.
Good.
She's
Good
part of
information.
MS7.
Good information. So check them out. MS7 group, Sharon's Shrinking Sharon's group. So you can find her channel, and you can also, if you click on, a lot of times you see on the side chat, you'll see a YouTube icon. That means they have a channel. DJ Themes, thanks for joining. Oh, I'm sorry, Sharon. Go ahead.
Now I was gonna say real quick, you can't do that anymore. So unless somebody posts a channel and a link, but you can search me because YouTube stopped that for some reason.
Okay. Well, I mean, I see the icon here. I see that icon. All right. DJ Themes, thanks for joining the show. Anything you want to finish up with?
No. Thanks for letting me jump on, Todd. What was I say?
Our pleasure.
Makes a change for me to actually get round to actually watch 2 movies.
Hey, instead of working on that end, the other end of Cody, you actually get to watch Cody.
Yeah.
And
a lot of the time, I am actually watching it, but I'm not watching it because I'm actually working away in Photoshop or After Effects. So it's in the background a lot of the time. But I did actually take the time out today and watch both movies today. So,
well, thanks for joining us. Andrew, anything you want to finish up with, bud?
No, just thanks for watching, and I'll try and improve my picks, I guess.
No, you ain't gonna do that, Andrew.
You're doing great. You're doing great, Andrew.
Nothing wrong with the picks. You didn't make the movies.
Andrew, honestly, I find your picks make it interesting because it's like
Yep.
instead of everybody picking perfect movies that won 1 million Oscars, Andrew's going out on a limb and picking some interesting stuff.
Something obscure.
Nebraska did not get 1 million Oscars.
Everyone just likes my picks because they know that they can't do any worse. That's why they like my picks.
Okay, I do like that too.
But
All
improve.
Yeah.
Improve.
I first want to thank Eddie and TJ for coming out today because I'm so happy to see all these new squares on the thing. I feel like it's Hollywood Squares.
Totally is.
It really is. I really want to thank you guys for coming on this show. And you guys out in the side chat. This is it's great seeing all of you guys out there. Also, Redneck, wherever you are, we missed you this week. And I want to thank everyone again, like usual. And we'll see you guys next week. And I'll see you guys on Friday for our streaming Matter show. Okay.
All right, Blue. Anything for you, Web?
I'm just ditto Aubin. Ditto Aubin. I got to point the right direction. Everything he just said, I agree with.
So, thanks for everybody joining. And I want to thank Eddie for jumping on first time. Pop the cherry on our show.
Pop the cherry.
Yeah, Pop the cherry. And DJ's been on my show. He's actually been on Streaming Matter show, Shrinking Sharon. I mean, she's a pro at YouTube stuff. And people are scared to come on here. It's not that scary. You come on and just give your opinion. This show is about just giving your opinion. You like the movie, you don't like the movie. Why you liked it, why you didn't like it. That's all it is. You can't be wrong about it.
No.
And that's what's the fun thing about this is that there's no right or wrong. There's not, well, he's got more knowledge than me. No. You got as much opinion as anybody else that's on this panel. We can have 10 people on this panel. And I'm hoping that we get to where we have more people that jump on a regular basis and we get to hear people and we get to hear about these movies that we're not comfortable with. I love the pick that this Phantom thread that Cam picked. I like it when Albin picks these things that I've never heard of. I've actually got a movie.
I've seen Just Cause a million years ago.
I haven't. And I've got a movie that's in my pick that's going to be reaching on a branch. Andrew, so you got a chance on that. I've got. That's what this is about. This is what this is
I
about.
didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, but Todd,
He ignores me a lot.
Todd, you already picked one of my movies already, The Banker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually,
That was a newbie.
That was a new
That
movie.
was a new.
That was a new movie. Yeah, that was a new movie. That was a good movie. So we got plenty of movies to pick from. Again, join us on Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. on the UK. Join us on Fridays. This Friday we have Dr. Inferno is going to talk about
Auto Widget.
Auto widgets. He's actually released Auto Widget 2.0. We're going to talk about that. And we've got that. And then next week will be Just Cause and Phantom Thread. So you guys tune in and get some courage. Jump on. You don't even have to turn your camera on if you're scared of that. I love Eddie turned on his camera. This is what it's about. It's just be you, talk about what you think. And I guess we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for you guys.
Also, UFC on Saturday.
UFC. If you have,
we got a Telegram group out there now too.
Yeah, I was afraid this week I didn't turn on my camera.
Exactly, and if people message me, there is Alban. You and I are in a Telegram group that during the UFC fights, we have a Telegram chat group where we talk about what's going on in the fights, and that does make it like you're, oh my God, he just got knocked out. You're not sitting by yourself watching it unless you have a crew. Like I tend to try to invite people over. So, yeah. So hit me up. I will post that. I think it's in the Dabs links group. Dabs links. So join me on Telegram and you'll get all these links. I can't share them all right here. So as always, we'll see you guys on Friday and then next Wednesday. Thanks for joining.